Hi, I'm Jason, and this is the Pattern to Print channel. And today I'm going to focus a bit about, MRRF that was this past weekend. And I wanted to thank everybody who came to my booth over the weekend. I really do enjoy talking to everyone about 3D printing and the prints that I do. And I was excited about being able to show off my huge project that I've been working on since September, which was my full-size grandfather clock. And since there are a lot of people visit me, I've noticed that I've got a bit of an upturn in the subscribers to my channel. So I want to welcome all those of you who just recently subscribed, and I hope that you find the channel interesting. And if you do, tell your friends about it. Also, before I kind of get into talking about MRRF a lot, I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of my upcoming schedule for what videos I'm planning on releasing over the next few weeks. One of the reasons why I wanted to start this channel is I have developed a lot of techniques on how developing things to, designs for printing. And to do that though, there's certain techniques, certain software that I use all the time. So I'm going to start off with some primer episodes on the software that I use to do a lot of my designs. So I'm going to cover a little bit of GIMP, Inkscape, and OpenSCAD. And these aren't going to be in-depth tutorials on how to use the product exhaustively. There's a lot of good tutorials on how to use these products. But what I'm going to focus on is how I use these products for my design work specifically. And then finally, I'm going to cover an episode about scanning designs with a flatbed scanner. Now, a lot of times, people design stuff in, CAD programs or whatnot, but there's an incredible amount of stuff you can do with just paper and pencil or pen and a flatbed scanner. So I'm going to cover how to use a scanner to use for 3D design. But before that, I am going to try to get an episode on the clock. The whole process of how I converted the scroll saw patterns into 3D designs and how it printed and how it's built and all that. So that'll probably be the next one that I hopefully will be out next week or so. So let's go back to MRRF. A lot of people have a hard time understanding why MRRF is so special. It seems like, well, it's just another 3D print show. Like maybe it's like a maker fair or a show with that has a lot of people, industry people in it. And I think that the main thing that makes MRRF special is that there's no real divide between the exhibitors and the attendees. At trade shows, there's definitely a distinction, right? If you want to be an exhibitor, you have to fill out an application. Quite often you have to send money to reserve your spot. And then if you're an attendee, you're the one to buy the tickets and whatnot. And at MRRF, and for an example, like I just applied for the Maker Faire in Chicago, and the process was probably like an hour to fill out the form. I think I filled out taxes faster than it took me to get through the Maker Faire application. For MRRF, there's none of that. I mean, certainly one can become a sponsor, and I've become like a bronze level sponsor over the last couple of years just because I want to support the show. But it's not a requirement. If you want to exhibit a printer, if you're a business, you don't need to do anything. You just need to show up. If you're just a person who has a printer and you want to show up for fun, you just show up and grab a table. And people who are just there for fun with their printers are next to people who are developing 3D printers that have businesses, and it's all intermingled. There's no divide. For example, there was a couple that was sitting across from us at MRRF, and they were just there. They had a couple printers. One was an older Delta that wasn't a very high quality one, and then they have the new Prusa printer. And they had printed out a bunch of whistles, and they were giving them away, but they don't have a business, they don't have a YouTube channel, they were just there to hang out. And the people behind them were the Polar 3D company, which is a legitimate company that sells 3D printers, and they were all back to back. And also, with this community thing, the couple that was across from us, they were there with their printer, and they were just geeked out about seeing all these people that they see on YouTube all the time. and they're sort of on a mission to make sure that Joseph Prusa signed their Prusa printer. And not only did Joseph Prusa sign it, by the time they were done Saturday night, Joel, the 3D printing nerd, had signed it, and the whole entire E3D team had also signed it. And, well, things on Saturday night do get a bit casual, and they accidentally christened it with a little beverage. So, anyways, this is just something that you just, this relaxed, comfortable, we're just here to be with other 3D print people. I just don't think that there's any other event that really matches that. And in the end, it's just basically a huge community meetup, and now it has tacos, so it's really hard to beat. I definitely recommend, if you haven't been to a MRRF, to put it on your calendar for next year. I mean, they don't have a date yet, but typically it's towards the end of March. Just sort of keep it open. Next year it's going to be even bigger. They're going to have to get a bigger building. I mean, I've been to all 5, and it was as crowded on setup day at 6 o'clock as it normally is on Saturday mornings. So it's just every year it's getting bigger and bigger, and definitely is something worth to put on your schedule to attend. So anyways, if you have any questions about MRRF, please ask them below. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, please click the clock. And thanks for stopping by, and have fun printing.